Recently put a set of these on my wife's car, and they are a fantastic street tire. They're really quiet, they have excellent rain performance and really good dry grip. It's basically an ultra high performance all season tire. As you can see, it's got like this really aggressive center section that will drain water extremely well. And these three big circumferential grooves will give it a lot of high speed stability. So when he's cruising down the highway, he can, one finger drive it. And it's got quite a large shoulder block too. So if he's ripping a corner or two, he's gonna have some good grip.
And now I present to you our pimped
Smartphone foldable cakep, tapi kameranya bagus. Emang ada? Kenalin sob, ini adalah Huawei Mate X6.
out CRV. What a transformation. I cannot believe how different this looks. I know it's only a CRV, but wow, I think we did such an amazing job on it. My brother is gonna be so stoked. I'll fire up the car in a second so we can hear the intake and the exhaust, but before I do that, check out the amazing blend job. Dave, you just came in with a buffing pad here, right? And just clean this up and...
Yeah, kind of a, a medium compound and then a finishing compound.
Yeah,
and
this area looks so good now.
Yeah. We're driving.
We are.
And man, it rides exceptionally well.
Holy smokes, it's like not harsh at all.
No.
It's just firmer. It doesn't have kind of that bounciness. Yeah, man, like I'm blown away. It feels so much better.
The tires help a lot too, obviously, with that turn-in response. It really feels a lot sportier, doesn't it?
For sure it does. Whew. All right, well, let's see what this thing sounds like. Oh yeah, listen to that intake.
Yeah, it does have that little bit of an intake growl to it now, but it's still very like reasonable.
For sure it does. And the exhaust is great. I think it's
when you get on it, it's got a bit of growl, but when you're off it, it's quiet.
Yeah, I'll get on it right here. Yeah, that's the V-Series, baby.
It's got some good noises. I almost said VTEC, but there's no VTEC here. No. This is the no-tech. It still sounds like a V-Series, though.
Does it just me, or does it feel faster?
It does feel faster. The sound maybe tricks your mind to think it's faster, but it really does feel faster. I think the sporty ride quality makes it feel faster too, because you're feeling a bit more.
For sure. And look at that, at idle, you can't even hear the exhaust, so it's really nice. Like if you just start driving, you can hear it just coming up, and it's just a nice deep tone to it.
Yeah.
No rasp, like the more I increase throttle, it just like comes up, and then you can start hearing the intake.
Yeah.
So you've got both intake and exhaust noises.
Done very subtly.
Yeah, just really kind of what you want for a daily driver.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob is here, and I'm super pumped to show him. So let's see. I told him to park outside. He's coming in right now. He's coming.
Ah.
Hey, Jake, what's up, man?
What's going on, Pete?
How are you?
Good.
Well, we took care of your oil pan, and we did a little bit more on your car here, man.
Wow.
What do you think? Is this the CRV that you remember?
It looks like a completely different car.
Yeah. Isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
So we did a full polish. Dave went to town on the paint and like took care of it. What are you looking at? What do you see
cleaned
there?
up my rust?
Yeah. I'm amazed you spotted that so quick.
Look at this. Our buddy Luke from 242 Customs came in and like sprayed this corner up, and we buffed it up. Like it looks so much better than before, right?
Oh yeah. Wow, the bumper.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We painted the bumpers.
You remember they were like gray plastic before?
Those aren't my hack job headlights either.
No? You did those headlights?
Embarrassingly, yeah.
Man, I was talking how bad they were, like cheap eBay retrofit. So now you have a proper retrofit. These are brand new headlights. From the retrofit source, these are Morimoto DS2 projectors. These are like...
So no more flickering kind of...
No, these are awesome, man. You're going to absolutely love it. We put K1 Street coilovers on this thing, so it is a little bit more lowered.
So back underway and an intriguing second half in prospect.
진영, 진영.
Could be dangerous. Can he finish this? Well, really didn't look all that confident with regard to the finish.
Well, it's an easy save for the keeper in the end, but that's a big opportunity missed.
We're getting the ball forward. Options in the middle. Very effective pass. That's how to dispossess your opponent. And support available. Must be. And there's a quality defender in action. Can they convert? Wow, what a stop that was. To open them up. Well, offside, but a tight.
Awesome.
Well, that was really close. It was almost the perfect run, wasn't it?
And in the right position to read it. Plenty of forward momentum here, but can they produce? Not the best challenge, free kick. Well, not the greatest pass, easily intercepted. So a half an hour remaining. Dangerous looking through ball. And the decision is one of offside here. That's a lovely ball. Showing a real will to win the ball. He's lost it. Real chance. And he thwarted the attack with a masterful tackle. The cut back. Spot on with that tackle. Oh, moving it nicely. Will it be? And the cross into the middle. In position now. That is how to keep it out of the net. Read that pass all the way, cutting it out. Well, a real struggle for both sides on the possession front here. And collected tidily. He had plenty to think about. Plenty of support here. Strong hand on that one. Lusa. Well, he's lost the ball. A quarter of an hour remaining here. Well, this could really help the cause. Great vision to switch the play. really good challenge. Might work out. Well, the supporters think it's on. Able to close down the shot. And he's won the ball. Just have to make sure they don't get caught on the counter-attack. Do they have the guile to open up the defence? He's played us over to the near post. Oh, just narrowly off target.
Well, they broke with such pace and intent. Fantastic move. Just couldn't quite cap it off.
A chance maybe from the wide position. Well, with 5 minutes remaining and just one goal between them, still the prospect of late excitement in this match. Went in strongly, decisively. And both hands on it, good goalkeeping. Oh, could be an opportunity here. And that's easy peasy for the keeper. And slipped through beautifully. This could level it. Flag raised for offside. And in the right position to read it. And the referee takes exception to the challenge. Free kick. And there it is. The final
Aduh,
whistle.
ke belakang
The home
dulu.
fans are going to be happy with this result.
Well, Derek, it was very competitive. Chances at both ends, but I feel they were the better team and they deserved their victory.
A fresh chapter about to be written for a player embarking upon life in a new environment with a new club. A special day to be enjoyed. The action is live with us next on EA TV. And welcome to a game that really should have pulses racing. every reason to believe this will be enthralling. I'm Derek Ray in the commentary position, and alongside me is the former Arsenal and West Ham midfield player Stuart Robson. And on the menu today, clubs match action for you to enjoy. How's it going to go, Stuart?
Well, it doesn't matter how good your players are or what formation they're playing in, you have to earn the right to play. And I'm sure that would have been reiterated by both managers in the dressing room. It promises to be a really good game here.
And swiftly ending that attack. And in a perfect position to cut it out. Well, no problems defensively. Teammates available. Well, couldn't find a teammate, unfortunately. And a throw in to come. Will it happen for them? Nicely timed tackle. Oh, great defending. Oh, just mistimed his run, and the flow's going up. Not really the ideal clearance. Well, they survived the attack. Well, the nerves are perhaps jangling a bit more than usual because it's his debut for the club here.
Well, it seems like a good signing to me. They've had some problems at the back in recent years, so I think they just want someone they can depend on week in, week out. He reads the game well, though, and certainly can handle himself, so I expect him to fit in well here.
Danger averted. It's Torres now. Showing real patience. Can they forge ahead? Can he put them in front? And still danger here. Well, it could have been, but for the offside flag. And it's with Rodriguez. Just failing to hit the target with his pass. And it'll be a throw-in. Moving forward effectively. And a fine reading of the situation. He might be able to carve something out. And that is how to block. Read that pass all the way, cutting it out, trying to open them up. Oh, the keeper made it look routine. It was anything but. Will this corner bear fruit for them? And over it comes. Well, capable of a better clearance than that. Now, threat averted. And the Dream Destroyers now in potentially a dangerous position. Good looking cross. Well, I must say, I thought they were about to illuminate the scoreboard with the #1 first goal of the contest, but not so.
Well, how are they not leading here? What a chance to open the scoring, as you mentioned, Derek.
Dangerous looking attack. And a chance for the lead. It's so well to deny him. On to Jan. Oh, he's lost possession of the ball. Fevre. Untidy on the ball, the Dream Destroyers. Well, doesn't have to do it on his own. And you've just witnessed a moment of truly high-class goalkeeping.
You're absolutely right. What a save that is. He's reacted so quickly.
And over comes the corner. And ably dealt with. And a really single-minded piece of defending to make sure nothing untoward happened. And the snuffing out of the cross there. Well, not troubling the goalkeeper at all there.
From that sort of distance, you should be troubling the goalkeeper. Technique let him down.
Yang. Really getting stuck in. Plenty of support here. Yang. Encouraging move from the Dream Destroyers. But they took care of the situation defensively. Costa with it. Torres on the ball. And the counter-attack is on. Options available. It looks promising. In position. In it goes. The opening goal in this contest. So on with the game, and the onus is on the Destroyers to come up with an answer here. Well, the stoppage time situation, 1 minute here. What can he do with it now? And with that, the first half comes to an end here at Wembley Stadium.
As you can see, these are 70 by 8 Koenig oversteer wheels with some Continental Extreme Contact DWS 06 tires, so they're all seasons and whatnot. And let's look under the hood, DP. Let's show them what we did under here.
That's right. Your valve cover was looking a little rough there, Jake.
This
Not
thing
gonna lie,
was
buddy.
a mess under here. Check it out!
Oh, nice.
Look at that valve cover.
Nice.
Obviously, we dropped in an intake for a little bit more noise. You've got a brand new Yonaka Motorsport exhaust system on this thing, so she is
Awesome.
fully pimped out, man.
Awesome. Wow, that is a lot more than I bargained for. This looks great.
Well,
Oh, and
you
we
know what?
fixed your oil pan leak too, by the way.
Oh, that's right, we
Well, that
did.
was the whole thing that you were supposed to do.
Yeah, and
no
it was,
more oil spots on my driveway.
No, and it was a tough job. A lot more work than we expected.
It was a huge job to fix that, yeah.
But yeah, man, it.
Well worth it.
Oh yeah, right in the back.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
Spoiler.
You
I
did
keep
the
forgetting.
back
I'm so
bumper.
sick. So we did the bumper here. We've got this. Check this out. This is like actually an OEM spoiler from a CRV. These are super hard to find. I lucked out and found it used, so we just had to paint it up, and I think it just adds like a really good look to the rear.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
new taillights as well.
No more leaky lights for me.
No, it's looking great. So.
The rear bumper matches everything else. How did you cleaned all this up too?
Yeah, I polished that as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's 2 days of polishing you owe me, Jake. So
Yeah.
next time I get a new car, I'm coming over.
This looks fantastic.
Well, we just wanted
Unbelievable.
to thank you. You know, you're always doing the merchandise for us, and we know it's a lot of your time.
Especially at our lapping days, you come out and you don't even get to do any driving. You just
and
sell
you're
our
always
stuff
helping
for
us
us.
out. So you know, this is just a big thank you
Thank you.
for being a great brother and just helping us out with this, because we certainly do appreciate it. It takes so much off Dave and I's plate to not have to deal with the merchandise. So thank you very much, and hopefully you're going to enjoy this car for many years to come now.
I will gladly drive this with pride.
It's like a new car, and there's no hugging because this is COVID season.
That's right.
So
That's right. We'll,
6
just
feet.
give a 6 foot high five to each
That's
other.
right. So
That's
we'll
cool.
We'll end it at that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Pimp My CRV series. Hopefully we will do a couple more this year because this is pretty cool for me. Here's the railroad tracks. Oh, it's a little bit of a hit there.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's lowered.
Yeah, did we hit like the front bumper maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
You went pretty aggressive.
Yeah,
That's a bumpy
I think I'm going to full send there.
Not giving the opposition much of a look in.
Yani Raharja, umur saya 68 tahun. Saya
So back underway with the lead standing.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to work on the CRV. I was going to do something more functional related, but I think I'm going to skip that today just because of my time. And we're going to work on making the CRV look a little prettier today. Now, I have a bunch of suspension components that I was going to go ahead and start working on today, but I don't think I'll have enough time to knock some of it out just because of what I have going on later this afternoon. So we're going to do something a little different, but if you're interested, in the future I'm going to have new front upper control arms, lower ball joints, the hubs, front wheel bearings, rear trailing arm bushings. I have compensator arms that are going to go with the trailing arms at the same time. Then I have all the front lower control arm bushings and upper control arm bushings, which will actually replace these rubber ones here. I'm going to do a new power steering pump distributor. That's easy. I want to actually show that. I'm just going to replace mine. And I'm going to add the 1-inch front lift spacers, but we're going to actually work on this today instead. We're going to get the lift spacers installed. I'm going to throw on the Weston LED bar for the front of it, or Safari light bar, whatever you want to call it. But what I'm most excited about is changing up the wheel and tires on my CRV today. I'm not really a fan of stock wheels on any of my Hondas. I don't like the way they look on EFs. Even on my CRV, I'm not really a big fan of those stock wheels. I've always wanted something aftermarket. I've just never spent the time to actually devote to finding a set of wheels I like or spending the money. But when Josh was here back in November, it really gave me an idea of what I wanted to go with. And so that 215/75 is the tire of sizing I wanted to go with. I went with the Firestone Destination ATs. And then I also went with a set of, these are Motegi MR148s. They're 15/7 and a plus 15 offset. Let me pull one of these out real quick. I want to show you guys what it looks like. Now, whether or not you like it or you don't, it doesn't really matter. It's my CRV. But I wanted something different. You know, I see so many CRVs out there with rotogrids. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that looks fantastic, but I wanted something a little different, and so I went with something that has a multi-spoke on it. I really liked, now a couple things I liked about this were the size. I wanted a 15, and I wanted a 7-inch wide. And I didn't want anything that was going to be an inset, like too small of an offset. So this is a 15/7 and a plus 15, so it should have a decent fitment on the CRV. It's relatively lightweight. These only weigh 17 pounds from their website. And the biggest concern to me was cost. These wheels are surprisingly very inexpensive. They're only $122 per wheel. I ended up picking up 5 to get my spare tire covered as well. So if you were essentially to get a set of only 4, you're looking at $488 shipped to your door. So it's a pretty inexpensive set of wheels. And you know, I'm not about spending $800, $1,000 on a CRV that I only paid $2,200 for. So one is something that if it gets damaged, it's easily replaceable at a low cost. But honestly, I just love the way they look. I love the bronze color. It looks really sharp. I don't know if it does it any justice in this lighting in my garage. But once it's on the car and they're mounted, we'll have some of course, we get a lot of video of that when we get everything set up. Now, for those of you who follow me in the past, you guys know I like weighing stuff. And here you go. Looks like, yeah, about 16.5, 17 pounds for the wheel. And the tires each weigh around 25.5 pounds, it looks like. And I'm gonna have my tire guy remove the tire off the spare because I want to compare it to the larger diameter tire and the wider width wheel, just to see what kind of weight it is. Because for those of you guys out there that are concerned about gas mileage, this can be a slight indication. I'm kind of curious myself just to see. I have a graph that shows the differences from the 215/75 to the 205/70 stock size. It's not a huge difference, and for someone like myself, I only drive about 10 miles round trip to work, and in the 2 years I've owned the CRV, I've only put about 12, I think 11,000 miles on it. So I don't drive it too frequently just because I don't drive that far to work. And we generally take my wife's 2015 CRV everywhere else when we are together, so it's not really much of a concern for me, but I am curious just to see the different weights, and I'll go ahead and share that with you guys once I have these mounted and the other ones dismounted. Another cool little detail, these actually have metal center caps, so kind of feel really lightweight. I think they're probably aluminum center caps as well, like the wheel itself. So I just got back, and we got this one dismounted. Let's see what a stock wheel weighs. I've always been curious. And let me get it off the ground. It's about the same, guys. It looks like it's between 16 and 17 pounds also for that stock CRV alloy. So I didn't gain or lose any weight in that sizing on the wheel. And then the smaller tire. Let's see. Looks like it weighs 27 pounds for this tire also. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock out these lift spacers real quick. And if you guys are wondering, a lot of people like to ask, like, how come I'm not working on it inside the garage, yada, yada, yada. It's beautiful outside, and many of you don't know this about me, but I love to be outside, and especially right now, like it's gonna be 66 degrees in like another hour and a half. It's probably already in the mid to high 50s. It's a perfect weather for us because once that summer hits and it's 100 degrees outside, then I'll definitely be inside the garage, but right now I like to enjoy it and be outside. I have the driver's side on. So with the ball joint, upper ball joint disconnected, go ahead and put the bolt in through the fork. And then what you want to do, you can step on it. And we want to get the shock. There we go, just like that. And then what I was doing was, let me try to, there we go. Okay, so I just, see I kind of bent it in, pushed it down. At the same time I was pushing down and pushing the fork in. That helps slide the fork up. And then I'm gonna use my floor jack to push it up on, there we go, to the shock. So go ahead and you can put the bolt in now and just tighten everything back up. And then once I do that, it's the floor jack's on here, I'll just keep lifting it. That'll make it easier to get the ball joint back in also. Alright, I got both of the spacers installed. You know, it's crazy that this wheel stud actually broke off right now. And I'd only removed these wheels once before when I was working on the car, doing the torque mounts. But perfect time for them to get replaced, as I'm going to work on those here shortly. But let's get the front wheels put on the rear and see what it looks like. Then we'll work on that Safari light bar. I have maybe like 3/4 inch to an inch there, so it may or may not rub. I'm not really too worried about it. I'm not really taking this thing off-roading anytime soon. I might try to hit up some trails now, but I got a lot of other things I want to work on before I start doing that, like the ball joints and suspension, because I feel like that's necessary if you do want to start taking it off-roading. But I think this looks great. I'm not going to show you much more of it in the state because it's kind of dirty. I'm going to work on getting the Safari bar on really quickly, and then after I get the car washed, I'll get back out here with some more footage of it, and we'll see how it looks once it's actually cleaned up and these bumpers aren't grayish white anymore. Same with the mollies. Maybe I can get them a little bit more restored back to the black that they're supposed to.
Vero lusso è usare degli oggetti che siano fatti e plasmati, creati dall'uomo.
Supposed to be. And here's a look at that Weston light bar, Safari light bar they call it. I like it's pretty neat how it has these little brackets here, so I could put like an LED bar across there or underneath there, maybe like 2 of the like halogen bulbs that are round if I wanted to, maybe even one here. They have provisions there, and then it's hollow, so if you want to run the wiring through there, and I think that's why they have all these little like grommets and so forth. So if you want to run the wiring and hide it, really cool. I like how that's set up. And then it has all the mounting brackets which attach to the brackets on the front of your CRV. So picked this up for only $180 around Christmas time. It was on sale. I think it's around $240 now. And I just wanted to add the look of it. I love the way the CRVs look with this LED bar, even if I don't have any LEDs or lights on it from the beginning. So I'm gonna throw that on really quickly, and we'll see how that looks before I get it washed. I'm gonna go ahead and weigh them. I'm curious to see how they weigh fully inflated and with the tire mounted on the wheel. Here's a look at that new setup versus old. I checked tire pressure, both are at 35 PSI. Let's see what each one weighs individually now. Let me bring this closer. This weighs about 38, 39 pounds. And the new setup, it's going to be heavier, 44, 45 pounds. So although they seem to weigh the same when we weighed them separately, the bigger tire, obviously more rubber, more mass, more weight. The wheels were the same, 5 pounds. I don't think should be that noticeable. The difference in size from the 205/70 to the 215/75 tire should affect the speedometer by about 4% from what I've read. I'm going to drive the car for the next 6 to 8 weeks and get you guys an idea of how it's affected my gas mileage, if it has at all. And I'm going to get the car washed, get a last video clip of it so you guys can check it out, completely finished. And before I get it washed, let's go do this. And there she is, guys, completely finished up. Got it cleaned up, bumpers look a little nicer. I love that little LED bar. I ordered one, probably install that here shortly. Shouldn't be that difficult, looks like it'll bolt right up to the brackets on there. Love the way the CR-V is looking, and my gas mileage really hasn't been affected much at all. And here's a look at my miles per gallon. If you pay attention to this, you can see I've driven 14,000 miles in the 26 months I've owned it. It's a cool little website called fuely.com you can go to and plug all your cars in. This shows my miles per gallon, and if you look, I fill up about once a month over the course of the entire year. You can see I'm usually between 20 and 22 miles per gallon. Actually, the last 3 months before leading up to this, it was worse. I finished putting the wheels and tires on February 7th. And today's March 22nd, so I've driven it 2 full tanks over the last almost 2 months, a little bit less than that, about 6 weeks. You can see my miles per gallon hasn't gone down, and I'm happy about that. Didn't really want to affect it, and car feels great the way it drives. Can't even really tell a difference from the old tires to the new tires. So that wraps it up for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for hanging out and checking out my CR-V. Hope you like the upgrades I've done to it, and it's been a fun car. It's been so good to me. Love the way it looks now. It's a blast to drive. It's super simple. I'm hoping I can get out here and get to work on the suspension soon. Take it easy, guys.
En sencilla, señores, digo que
daily. And I actually picked this up about a year ago. It was a one owner 2004 Honda CR-V. I bought it completely stock, and basically I just wanted to walk around this video and show you everything that I've done to it and just kind of tell you about it. But overall, for the year that I've owned it, it's been very reliable. Gas mileage is okay. I kind of read up and it said they show that they get like 28 on the highway, and it doesn't really get anything close to that. And with the bigger tires and wheels and everything, it definitely gets less than that, but it looks good. So I'm going to start a little walk around. I'll start with the engine, and it is stock exhaust. The only thing I've done is for performance is the DC Sports cold air intake, and I basically just did it for sound, but you can see the filter right there. So that's it for under the hood. It's a really clean car. one owner. I think it has 172,000 on it right now. I put about 10,000 miles on it since I've owned it. Very reliable. So first we've got the brush guard for the front. This is just eBay. I think it's like $100. But as you can see, I had to drill out some hockey pucks and get longer bolts, because the way this bolted up originally, this was hitting the front. So I'm not really sure on the design on that, but it's all bolted in, and I just used that to extend it. But you can't really tell when you're back here. So these headlights are Depot black housing projectors, and they have a pretty good cutoff for the price. I think they're about $200, but basically the only reason I got these was because I had headlights, and when I lifted it I couldn't aim them, and I was basically blinding people, like oncoming traffic. So these, you're actually able to, let's see, where is it? This screw here, you can turn it, and I adjusted them on my garage, and I've got LED, white LED bulbs in there. So let's see, let's walk over here. It is lifted. I did lift it, and you can see right here, 2-inch. It's got 2-inch spacers, aerogenics, and roughly from what I've read, it lifts at about 3 inches front and rear, and it's pretty level. I didn't want it where it's set up higher in the back, so it's pretty level lift, and it rides really good. And I've got eBay camber bolts in the front, 2 of them, and I've got Rock Auto camber arms in the rear. If you're looking for camber arms and bolts, go to Rock Auto, because the rear arms were only, I think they were like $35, and on eBay they were like $100. So, and I've had them on there for about half a year, and they've done great. So on the tires, these are General Grabber ATX 225/75/16. The wheels are 16 by 8 plus 20, I believe, Rotogrid V's. You can see they got a nice little lip on them. I got the center caps. I'll probably get different lug nuts. I just had those in my garage. And I actually have a 5mm spacer on the front. When I originally put this on, it was super close. Like, the wheel would turn, but it was so close I could barely get a piece of paper in between the caliper and the spoke. So put on a 5mm. I actually had 20mm spacers on here on the front and back, but they stuck out pretty far, and I don't know, I kind of like this look better. It's pretty flush, but 5mm spacer on the front, no spacer on the rear. It's a square setup, so 16 by 8 all around, and you can see it barely pokes. Before it was out, 20 more millimeters, which was past the mud flap. As you can see, it barely sticks out there. So got the blacked out frame with the frame around it and the blacked out lens. Aerogenic sticker. I actually had to put this on there when I got it. It didn't have a H emblem, but I got that off eBay. Just got the stock tire on the back, which I'm planning on. I was kind of seeing if I like these wheels. I've had several wheels on this since I bought it. This is like my 3rd or 4th set, but kind of wanted to see if I like these first, and I really do. So I think I'm going to buy an extra one for the rear that really completes the look. But this is a front wheel drive model. I wish it was all wheel drive, I really do. But when I bought it, I had no intentions of doing anything to it. I was just going to daily it. I got it for a good price. It was a 1 owner, really clean for the year and the miles. So, but I might get the Aerogenics lower control arms for the rear that they make. I might get those just to make it, look a little cleaner down here. But yeah, it is front wheel drive, sadly. Front wheel drive is kind of rare in these, actually. Not in a good way, but. And I actually just ordered the OEM spoiler for up here, so I'm waiting on that. I'm gonna get it paint matched. I'm gonna get this spare wheel. Then Aerogenics has a like a thing you put in the backside of this that says CRV, so when you hit the brake it lights up and it says CRV. I'll probably get that. Those are just a few little things that I want to do to it. Walking around here, And I actually have, I bought them last year, but they're the CRV decals right here that are off the first gen CRV, but somebody makes them online, and I bought them in black, and they go down here. I just never put them on, so I'm going to throw those on. I think that'll be pretty clean. We got these visors. These are well visors. They're actually really good too. They got like little clips. I don't know if you can see up in there, but little hooks and clips, and then tape. They're kind of like an OEM style visor, which is pretty nice. On the roof, I've got the Rolla roof rack. If anybody's looking to purchase one of these, go to, I believe I got it at Walmart. Everywhere else was pretty expensive. The cheapest price was Walmart, believe it or not. And I just had it delivered to me through the mail. And the only thing that everybody says on the review is this sticker peels really bad. And I'm gonna use something to remove that so it looks a little cleaner. But other than that, it's really good. These are eBay crossbars, like 30 bucks. I mean, it's pretty solid. Let's see, the reason this is all streaking, I don't know if you can see it, but yesterday I actually clay barred the whole vehicle, and I used this Meguiar's new like synthetic kind of sealant stuff, and it was blue, and said to spray the whole vehicle, and I did, and it kind of like streaked on all the plastic. It shined it up a little bit, but it streaked on the windows, but I actually used some Meguiar's window cleaner and cleaned those up pretty good, but it wouldn't take it off here for some reason. So I replaced the mirrors. One was kind of cracked when I got it, so I got these, and they're just like a textured black. They're only $30 on eBay, and they're electric, so got both of those. It was like 60 bucks. Let's see what else. So like I said, the lift. Let's see what else. Let's see if I can show you the control arms down here. Might be kind of hard to show. Let's see if I can get up under here. Yeah, you can see them right up there. Those were only like 30 something for the set, which was really nice, fully adjustable. And they were actually able to get this back in spec with these arms and 2 camber bolts in the rear. Or in the front. I don't know if one would do it, but 2 definitely did it. And you can't really see it, but when you drop this down, oh yeah, you can kind of see it there. I had to extend the brake lines. I made like an inch bracket to extend them upwards, so it wasn't putting a lot of strain on it. So I did that myself. Oh, and the last thing I almost forgot to talk about. I got the HRG 1-inch. Yeah, you can see them right there. 1-inch subframe and engine and transmission drop. Comes with all the bolts, the 1-inch drop, and basically that helps you get it back in spec and helps with the axle wobble, which I did have. Let's see if I can show you. Kind of hard to see, but I replaced all those, so you can see it over here. Yeah, you can see it right there. But yeah, it drops in an inch. And I basically did have axle problems. One of the axle passenger side actually broke, and I had to replace it. So I highly recommend whichever lift kit you go with, the HRG, the Aerogenics, that you get the 1-inch drop kit. So I basically, Aerogenics didn't make it at the time, so I had to buy the HRG, but now they do make it. So another thing, this bumper is pretty.
This is a JDM Honda CR-V, and it has some This is a JDM Honda CR-V, and it has some key differences from the North American model. The biggest difference, of course, being that it's right-hand drive. And since it's right-hand drive, some components have been shifted around. Primarily, there's no e-brake handle right here. They moved it right here. You pull it, and then to release, you turn and let it go. And up front, you see that mirror? This is so the driver could navigate parallel parking in Japan. And if we give it some power, up here, not only do we have a digital clock, but it also shows the temperature outside. And not only does this thing have power mirrors, they also are power folding. Moving to the backseat area, you'll notice these grab handles right here. They actually extend all the way into the trunk on both sides. And lastly, these things come with a really cool
Ini siang sih, banyak friksinya kan di apa namanya di mesinnya gitu, jadi jangan disiksa lah. Jadi ini baru gue ganti oli, ya pelan-pelan lah kita rapihin ya. Nah itu aja sih driving experience dan ownership experience gue untuk Honda CR-V Gen 1 gua ini.
Baru sekali kan ngeliat saya ngerokok. Stres saya. Baru sekali kan ngeliat saya ngerokok. Stres.
Something that just goes out into the desert that looks like it could be a good time, I'll just go for it.
You think you can make this?
Easy. What's going on, guys? This is my 2000 Honda CR-V.
With a new club, a special day to be enjoyed. Live on EA TV. And welcome to a game that really should have pulses racing. Every reason to believe this will be enthralling. My name's Derek Ray, and delighted to have alongside me, as usual on these occasions, Stuart Robson. And on the menu today, clubs match action for you to enjoy. How do you see the match going, Stuart?
Well, Derek, when looking forward to this game, you can't help but notice there are some great matchups all over the pitch, particularly in those central areas. Whichever team wins more of those battles will win the game.
Cleared away comprehensively. And cutting it out. Superb looking pass. And a harmless cross gobbled up. Went in strongly, decisively. Might be a chance here. There it is. A delightful start to this match. Just what they were hoping for.
Well, here it is again, and the pace in which they break forward is devastating. It's so hard to defend against. And then from there, the keeper has little chance. 2-on-1, left completely exposed, and it made for a simple finish in the end.
Good tackle. It'll be a throw. And the referee allowing the game to flow, using advantage. Ju. Now Shamari. And a good tackle. Incisive pass.
Santiago, attending his first game here today. So welcome, Javier, and I hope you have a fantastic game.
Oh, they've lost it. Plenty of support here. And toss it through. Oh, he stopped it.
Well, I thought that would be a goal, but what a save. Great reactions.
And over it comes. Not capable of better. Throw-ins given. And the decision is one of offside here. Peacock. Well, couldn't quite find his teammate. Ball was put into the right area, but no one able to capitalise. Well, plenty of power there, but in fairness, should have made the keeper work. Keeper not concentrating. And Torres on the ball. And beyond the last defender, offside. Possession lost, intercepted. She has options. Oh, right in the nick of time. And possibilities here. Really good piece of goalkeeping there. Good looking move. Oh, great attacking play. And the cross into the middle. Was it a great clearance? Well, it came to nothing in the end. He's enjoying space. And they've given back possession easily. Torres has it. That's a good pass. clearance needed to be better. Well, nothing comes of it. The tackle completely mistimed, and you would expect a booking under the circumstances. Well, the referee has taken note of his name and number.
Well, I think he can count himself a bit unlucky there, but it was certainly a foul.
Peacock. Intercepted effortlessly. Well, difficult for both sides to find any passing rhythm. And a good-looking ball. Can he finish? Oh, blocked it! Mohamed. Well, patient passing could be the key to bringing themselves level. Offside by quite a lot. Torres with it. That's a very fine piece of tackling. Could be threatening. And so it is, the first half story has been written. So the two teams have switched around, and the second half is underway.
What are the plans with this vehicle in the future?
Future plans is definitely going to be more lift, but I don't want to sacrifice ride quality for just the sake of getting lift, because the amount of miles I do, I love road tripping, I love going down, trails, and I don't want to be stuck stranded out somewhere because I did, a janky job doing my lift. So when I do the lift, I have to make sure I figure out, the axle issue that CRVs are really common with. But as of right now, it's a pretty decently capable, Honda, and I'm pretty proud with the progress that I made on it, and the amount of miles I put on as well.
Yeah.
I put some serious miles on.
How many miles are you at now? So you started in South Carolina, you went all the way to Nevada, down to Mexico, and you're kind of making your way back, and you're here in El Paso, Texas now. So
correct.
Do you know how many miles currently?
Well, before I left from South Carolina, I actually came down from Canada, and I was up there, and then I hit up Overland Expo East, and I did a 15-hour drive just to make it down there for that, and then I came down to South Carolina, talked with Ben at Honda Rescue Garage, and found out I had this opportunity to go to SEMA, and within just a couple days I was out heading this way. So right now on my road trip, probably upwards of 15,000 miles.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, of just road tripping around. And
so what do you do about oil changes? You just have it with you, or you just go to a spot and have them do it?
So I've been the Honda community is awesome, and there's this really cool guy, Anthony, maybe just want me to use his name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Really cool guy, Anthony, that in Las Vegas, that actually helped me swap out one of the axles after all the grease sprayed out, and I was at his house and I did the oil change when I was there and everything. So,
oh, cool.
I can actually get my regular, and I like to do an oil change about every 3,000 to 4,000 miles, just because of how many miles I put on it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. So where to next? Is there like an itinerary, or are you just kind of making your way back home?
The only itinerary for this entire trip has been, the only planned place for this entire trip has been SEMA. Okay. After that, everything has just been, you know, whatever I feel like, really, whatever looks like it would be a cool spot.
Well, not the greatest pass, easily intercepted. But a real struggle for both sides on the possession front here. Teammates available. Opportunity. That is how to keep it out of the net. June. And very deftly cut out. What to like about that pass?
Next up, I have some friends in Texas that I'm further, like, we're in El Paso right now.
Yeah.
So
we're far west Texas, guys.
Yeah. And then after that, just maybe head down to Louisiana, you know, check out Florida possibly, and maybe head back up to South Carolina.
You'll definitely have to keep us updated on the amount of...
Should apply all the way through 2006. First thing we're going to do is we're actually going to do the subframe kit first. So we're going to pull off the bolts that hold the motor mount to the bracket. And then you're also going to want to remove this. I don't need that. And that's what we're going to have to get to battery and storage spacer. You're just going to want to support the engine and transmission. These bolts out right here. The two studs you can just leave because there's enough on there that you can just reuse them. Another one back there. That's going to allow you to lift this whole assembly up enough to get us. Now once all those done, and if you notice, this stud has a wider base to it, and then we've got made to fit. Just. And there's another one right back here. Bolt this all back. Alarmed about this barely spacers if you've already done 1/4 inch engine space. And it comes in this. The 60 goes over here. Just put the airbox back in. Here we've got the bolt, which uses the 12mm spacer, and then the stud, which uses a larger. And if you can see them side by side here, you can see one of them's larger than the other. And the reason for that is because of this little shoulder right here at the bottom of the stud. So when what happens is if you use the wrong size spacer on that stud, it won't go down all the way. It'll stay right on the top of that little, see, it won't go down all the way over it. So that little gap right there creates a little space. There's no way to spread the load of the engine moving around. And it just puts all the shear force right on that, and it breaks it off. So that's why you have to use the larger spacer there, so that it slides down. Everything clamps together nice and tight and spreads the load so that it doesn't shear off. So that's why there's two different size spacers here. So basically all you have to do is remove this nut here, take this bolt out, it's going to get replaced. Once you take that nut all the way off, you'll be able to drop the motor down and then slide this spacer over top of the stud and then simply bolt this bracket back in place, and there'll be a spacer right in between this bracket and this bracket. Dropped a little bit. You see there's a gap right there. Basically, all you have to do is just slide this spacer into that gap, and then you're going to run your bolt back up through and tighten it all up. Same thing in the back.
Oke, lain waktu aku akan bermain karir.
Okay, next time I will play career. Okay, next time I will play career.
You hear me?
Okay, next time I will play career.
Okay, next time I will play career.
And so the final whistle here. The visitors come out on top, Stuart.
Well, Derek, they were the better team all over the pitch. We saw good individual performances.
Where are you? Kamu asal dari mana? Where are you from?
What a performance that was today.
Where are you? Where are you from? Where are you from?
Back right here, just create that little bit of a gap. Put your spacer in right between the bolt and the body, and then put your new bolt in. All right, so for the back, it's about the same as the front. You got 4 main bolts to hold the subframe to the body. You got one here, and then there's one right there. And then there's this charcoal canister here that you will lower down with that one bolt. There's a spacer that goes in here. And then these 2 bolts here for the rear trailing arm, those come out, and there's a spacer that goes in between those. All right, you have to remove this charcoal canister right here, and to do so, it's basically just a couple of bolts. There's one here. You see, here's this the skid plate on the bottom of this charcoal canister. Just leave that on. There's a bolt right there, and then there's another bolt right in here. Those 2, and then there's one more on the side right there. But moving that out of the way allows us to get access to this bolt right here. Remove that and this bolt here, and I lower this whole subframe